Phonic band is made up of 7th and 8th graders. Just so we can see, raise your hand if you're a 7th grader. Okay, raise your hand if you're an 8th grader. Okay, raise your hand if this is the first year you play the instrument that's in your hands. Okay, a few, not many. Raise your hand if you've been playing this instrument at least 2 years. Okay. Raise your hand if you're a brand new percussion player. That's scary for me, but they're doing a pretty good job. You know, like you tell them percussion is the hardest thing to do in band. They're like, no, it's not. Like, yes, it is, because everyone hears everything you do. Okay, so we're going to play 3 pieces for you, and I really enjoy working with this group because we get to make music. And music is not just notes, it's actual phrasing, dynamics, moving a line. A friend of mine told me that if you're ever on Jeopardy and they have to say, what is music? All you have to say is, what is sound in motion? That is music. And hopefully that's what this group is going to do tonight. They've been doing a really good job in class. We're going to play 3 pieces. The first one's called Chesapeake Overture. It's written by John O'Reilly. John O'Reilly is like the granddaddy of this genre for middle school and high school band. He wrote most of the pieces in the 70s and 80s, and all of the other music we do today owes a lot to John O'Reilly and his writing, because composers all found they could make a living writing some of this stuff, and so they decided to do it based on what O'Reilly had written. Chesapeake Overture. piece we're going to play for you is Cinque Quattro alla Marcia in Italian. So it's a 5/4 march. It's in 5/4, which you think would be really easy, but it's actually quite weird. And it's really hard for me to conduct because sometimes it's 2 plus 3, sometimes it's 3 plus 2. So I have to do it in such a way that it helps them out. And if you watch the flutes, they never stop. You have a few rests, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but not a whole lot. It's going. It's just you have one rest.
Like an 8 measure rest.
Yeah, but then it just goes to the end, right? Yeah. So there's some pretty crazy stuff in this piece, but it's like a march, like a dance in 5. It's pretty cool. Cinque Quattro. So, small school, pretty amazing to have a group that plays this good at such a small school. And it's just, they all work together. And if there's just one kid, you couldn't do it. With all these kids working together, it just works. And I think everyone has a really positive attitude, and that really makes the difference. It really does. Mr. Parker offers up to us to buy different books for teachers every year. And there's one book, it's this huge book called Tools for Titans. Have you guys seen this? And so I'm reading this book, and I get halfway through the book, and I start to realize half of these people are not, they were not the best in their field. They were just relentless. They just didn't give up. So if they failed at something, they got back up and they tried it again, multiple times. And I told these guys about that, and I think that that's true. You don't necessarily need like have the highest intelligence quotient. You just got to work really hard and be good people. And you work together, and you can totally do it. And I think you guys sound really good, and that's not by accident. That happens because of who you are and all the hard work you put in. The next time you see the same thing I was telling you guys were here for that, so you already know. Actually 8th graders, October 18th, the 8th graders have been invited to play at Irvine High School with the marching band in the stands for their football game. And then Band Spectacular, October 30th. Also, SCSBOA auditions. Holy moly. We have kids sitting here that could make All Southern. And that's middle school and elementary. And you never know until you audition. You have to try. And I know it's tough because you put yourself out there and you could be rejected. And unfortunately, you guys all know that's a big part of life. That you don't get that promotion, you don't get that job, and it's how you react to that. And I told them if they do the audition, they will come out of it better musicians, whether or not they got the job. Okay? I told them too, I never made honor orchestra in my district until I was a senior in high school. That includes middle school. And I turned out of it. I never made all seven. And that's okay. So all that stuff is posted on Google Classroom, and the solo piece is posted for the 7th and 8th graders. Here's the thing, you might as well do the audition because all district uses the same solo piece. So if you're thinking of auditioning for all district, which is a little bit smaller, it's the same solo piece. So those kids who have auditioned for all Southern have an advantage over the kids who didn't. So that's why we do that. We want to make sure those kids who audition for all Southern have an advantage over the kids who didn't do that audition. Okay? So please, 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 if you have a question about that, please talk to me. I think the deadline to do the video is October 31st or November 1st. I think putting it by Halloween is probably a bad idea, but that's what they did. Okay. So, without further ado, we're going to play one more piece, Monmouth Overture. It's written by Michael Sweeney. And I think it's pretty evident they really like this piece, because at least when we're rehearsing in class, they really go for it. And I think they just really like the piece. When the concert is over, band people, if you could pack up and then come back and help rack the stands, that would be great. The chairs can stay, but all the stands need to go. Your chairs can stay. Just leave your chairs, don't mess with the chairs. If you brought in any food in or drinks, just make sure you bust that and clean that up before you leave. And thank you for coming and spending your evening tonight with us. Here's Monmouth Overture. So, in the third row. Okay, and in the fourth row. Have a seat. And then percussion. Okay, one last thing before I cut you guys loose. And I normally wouldn't tell you this, but I've never even seen this group. October 24th, I think it's the 24th in Long Beach, where I live, the President's Own Marine Band is going to be performing. Tickets are free, but you got to get a ticket. So I think in a week or so, tickets will go live on their website. And here's the caveat. They're like an airline. They oversell the concert. So an hour before the concert, you have to get in line to get in. But it's worth it. They're that good. I have a few friends who played in the Marine Band. Raise your hand if you were active military in this country. Anybody? So President's Own starts, you go through a full FBI background check. You start at E6. You are an officer in the Marine Corps, and all you do is play state functions. So it's pretty amazing, and they are that good, and it's free, and they never do a tour on the West Coast, and they're doing a tour. So please check it out. It's free, and you can get up to 4 tickets. So really think about that. Again, thank you very much for coming, and have a great evening.